ito, nasa States na.
Ah,
Send na sila.
doon na
Mamaya ko kwento nila. Tsaka yung asawa ng babae. Wala na sila dito. Galing sa baba niya.
That's from the 18th century. 18th
Start our excursion. Welcome to Bosquebas Winery. I am Monica, your tour guide. So today we will do a nice tour while walking to the cellars of the winery and getting acquainted with its history and winemaking processes here. First of all, let me mention that Bosquebas Winery is located in Aragazoto region in the village by the same name, Bosquebas, which we can translate as a golden branch. The winery was considered one of the oldest still functional wineries in Armenia, was founded in 1932. During the Soviet Union times, the winery was very famous with its production, mainly producing sherry sweet wines from the local white grapes grown here in this region. But however, the history of the winery is changing in 1997 when the current owner, David Hovanesyan, after the Soviet times, bought the winery. The abandoned winery did new renovations, renaissance. That's why in 2004 they started to produce wine. But later they decided that we are going not to be only just a producing part, but also we should have a tourism complex here. For that reason, they started to build all of these constructions that you see now. All of them are new and built from the scratch. The designer of which is the older brother of the owner, Gagi Hovanesyan. And they also have a younger brother, Armen Hovanesyan, who works with all iron and metallic details that you can find in any corner of the winery. So now, let me introduce what buildings we have, what function they do, and we should continue. We have two tall buildings, one of which, this one, is our hall for organizing different events. We are doing here live weddings and different occasions. The other building is going to be a musical. It's not ready yet. We have a local work to do for the future, and we are thinking about our future plans. Let's think about this beautiful, unique building where right now we are standing. So let us go in. I should tell what's going to be, as it's again connected with our future big plans and dreams. Please come in. And the outside part is beautiful as well. The inside part, you can feel how beautiful it is with its design, everything so different in Armenia. As about this part, this itself, in one of the most important purposes of our winery, one of our big dreams also, which is to have a handicraft school for children. We are going to teach children free classes like pottery classes, drawing, singing, dancing, everything is really free for them and a nice opportunity for the children to reveal their hidden talents. And besides having such classes, we use this part again for different wedding parties, master classes, and so on. Now we turn this part of also a little bit gallery, where on both sides you can see such works of art. On this side, these are the works of older brother Kagi. On the other side, the works of his wife, Elena and Davian. Both are very talented. As you see, by the way, Elena is the general animator of American Simpsons. She is very famous animator. And you can see such plate emblems, jars, that are the symbols of Armenian winemaking. In Armenia, we call them garas. and usually we don't translate it into an amphora. But calling it garas will represent the history of it, as we use it in our winemaking processes, and garas has a great role for our winery. They are very old actually, but our teachers painted them so beautifully to show you what is garas, then in the cellars it should be more clear. This much about this part. Now please let us move to our wine cellar to see how we work with wine as well. Please pay attention to the yacht. Okay, on the walls we have such carvings on them. All of them are done again by hand, by Gagin. This is a freehand without using any forms. Just plaster designs on the walls with Gagin to do the sculpting on them. And on the top of this building we have a solar project. So solar clocks usually have been an integral part of Armenian architecture for centuries, and then most in all the solar clocks you can see carved something special, and in our solar clock is a prayer in Armenian language, which sounds very beautiful, like Avotank, Tovasut, Jamalin, and Tumili, which we can translate as let us pray this holy hour be acceptable, which means there is no possible time for a person to pray. Like if we want to pray, time doesn't matter. We have a laboratory in this winery. It's on this side, which is again very important, even essential for those places where we produce wine. And please pay attention to this gray building, and I'm sure you already have noticed it with its beautiful castle design. So this is the only building from Soviet times, the only preserved one, as here all our cellars are. The outside part we renovated, we added the towers to be fit with all other buildings, but now we should move on. We should go down to the wine cellar, where you can see that we haven't changed anything here. We kept that smooth. So now I should ask all of you to watch your steps and be careful as we are going down to our first cellar. Please come. Do you see the middle part? So they made it to bring the towel easily down.
Ubas na. Nagabulong.
And do you feel that we are already in a place where we have a lot
Kung
of
imbakan.
wine? Yeah?
These are empty or
Now all of the barrels are full, and now the wines in them are passing aging. So this is the first cellar. As I said, all the buildings preserved from Soviet times, and you can feel from this atmosphere, this mood, that the cellar is old enough. We decided not to renovate it, thinking that wine cellar should not be modern, renovated, but it should be functional. The functionality of coming through to the walls, which you have found in the ground, and under the being under the ground during the years, they mix with the ground, and they are very humid, giving that humidity to our cellar, which is 85%, and also we have the same temperature all year long. Let us speak about this one, which is another piece of art happening in front of us. Again, the wall is the work of older brother Gagi, because the outside part we have such carving, we have inside part as well. He wanted to keep this aesthetic look everywhere. So both sides you can see kings holding in their hands wine, symbolizing the hospitality of our winery. In the middle of them is our logo. These two phoenixes choose as a symbol of Renaissance. Now let us speak about our production and about the barrels that you see, and we will move on. As about the barrels, you asked me about them. I should again mention that all of them are full, and now we are passing through the production part, and everything you see are our productions. So the barrels are made of Caucasian oak wood. The vast majority of them we got from Artsakh, the other part from Dilijan, Nijerban, maybe you know about the cities. So small ones like them have 225 liters volume, big ones 400 to 500. We use the barrels for the stationery. Summers, it's too hot outside, here we are coming, and it's very pleasant to be here. In winters, it's the wise version. When outside is cold, here is warmer and more pleasant. With only one simple step, we move to another era. As I said, this is new cellar. We built this in 2012, where upstairs is our working plant. So if one upstairs is the bottleneck, it means that this is the last stage for our wines to pass. So all the wines are coming here, we keep them here, already ready wines, we store them here, and on the ceiling we have a hole. Can you find it? When we want to bottle, we write that hole through that hole, and from one container it's evenly going up to our bottling line. Now we are coming to see this souvenir part, where we have such bottles of wine, and on them are pictures of famous Armenians, people who have been in the winery, close friends, and also Hovanesyan brothers here. David Hovanesyan, the owner of this winery, Gagik Hovanesyan, the older brother, the wife of Gagik, Yelena Godakyan. We saw her works in the college hall, and Armen Hovanesyan. If you remember, I said that the younger brother is working with Vitel. So now, please, we are coming to see his works here. These are iron boxes for putting bottles in horizontal way and keeping them on them. Again, on them are names of famous Armenians, composers, musicians who have been in the winery. Okay, we reached to the most interesting part of this winery. The door that you see is already catching. It feels like it keeps something very interesting behind it. But before opening it, let us speak about the place, not to be confused where we will go in. For that, let us throw back to 1930. Again, the years when they founded the winery, and understand what was there. So during the Soviet Union times, it was not easy for us to produce wine, as Armenia was considered as a brandy producing country. So they wanted to produce a wine, but they couldn't afford them to buy wine containers and make wine in them. As they couldn't, they decided to build containers by their own. So digging the ground, under the ground they built 8 rooms with cement walls and decided to pour the wine, not a wine, but the juice of grape there in the rooms and make a wine. But then we decided to step into that wine containers. We placed this door by blocking the walls. Now I'll open the door and we are going to the place where sometime wine was stored. Immediately into the wine containers. Please come in.
Wow.
It's like a movie. Yeah. Now we are going to forget where we are living, feeling as in a movie, in Hogwarts, in Harry Potter, and each corner is going to surprise you. But if I haven't told you where we are coming, you should find very difficult to imagine how it worked. But for imagine it more clearly, let me explain everything. By looking up, you can find the window. Each room, I said that these are 8 rooms, had its own window above. And when they crushed the grape with the feet, they poured the juice here for to pass one room to another. By walking the rooms, you can see also some facts concerning to our histories. Every day we are having many guests from other countries, and the map is the oldest map of the world, the Babylon map, where is depicted also Urartu. Urartu is the ancient name of Armenia. This is one of the proofs that we are one of the ancient countries in this world. And many woody decorations that we added to create this atmosphere for you to see that how we used old items, giving second chance for them to work. And everything here are handmade, as we really appreciate handmade things. Old tools that we have found from the territory of the winery. Shoes, Holland shoes gifted us from Holland. And on this wall we can see the evolution of Armenian alphabet, from rock paintings till today's alphabet. Bottles again with pictures woody decorations. And if you look up, you can find that in the last rooms, we left the windows open to imagine the real process of pouring out the wine from here. And I am sure by passing the rooms, you have some questions, like one of them is what keep the doors behind them.
Yes.
So the doors are locked, and we keep here the oldest wines in our winery, produced after 2004. The oldest bottles that are ready for aging, and also this is a nice way of checking the potential of our Armenian grape varieties to see how long they can be aged in the bottles. A very beautiful corner. An anatomy of horse written by Armenians in 13th century. As we were one of the first nations breeding horses, they wrote a horse anatomy in a book. In a whole book, they wrote all possible diseases that the horse can have and how to heal them, not to lose the animals with simple diseases. And now let us gather in this last room where you can see maps. We have two mythological maps that we attach together, as the meaning and name of the maps is the same. In the both maps, you can see the existence of paradise on earth, and one of the countries neighborhooding to that is Armenia. So let us look through this map where we have the Garden of Eden, the rivers Adam, Eve, and the other countries, one of which is Armenia, and Mount Ararat is here. The other map is fully Armenian, taken as a part of Eden, and Mount Ararat is here. That's why we're convinced that this is exactly the territory of Armenia. As about the rooms, I hope you fully understood that. You realize how it worked, all of the things that passed here, and the energy of wine here is still so fresh. Still 1991, they used the rooms for having a wine production. Now we are moving up to our next cellar to see another traditional place where we produce our best wines. And while going up, you can feel how the temperature is changing with each step that we take. By the way, these are the windows, and by looking down, standing here, you can see and imagine more clearly how they use and how they pour the juice of the fruit. And finally, we reach to the most traditional part, the cellar of our clay amphors garas. Since we started our excursion, I always mentioned about garas, about its usage, as we wanted, when starting to reproduction. We started the reproduction in the winery. We had one important aim: to show the world the pure Armenian winemaking traditions with the help of our production. And the best way of it was the usage of garas, Armenian clay amphora. As this is one of the proofs that we are one of the ancient countries producing wine. As in Armenian highlands, garas has 6,000 and plus years old history. These are very important now for us, as we use them for making our premium wines, the past wines, in garas collection. All of them we got just from the residents of different villages who had in their houses the garas, and they made it.
It's made of
clay.
It's made of clay.
Clay, yes.
Any special?
It's clay. And now in Armenia, they lost the technology of making garas, unfortunately. That's the special thing, that we pay special attention to each garas, as the youngest garas here is 100 years old. We have many old garasis, and now in Armenia we have the largest collection. With the usage of them, you can't find anyone having so much clay amphoras as we have. This is a pressing machine, by the way, where we want to separate the juice from the skin. We press it, and only the juice is going to the garas for the fermentation. After the fermentation, they should go to the barrels for aging. So here we have one of the oldest garasis in this winery from 1894. Now it's filled with the wine. This old Garas is making its first wine. Maybe you noticed that we never used it, but the first time we used the Garas for making wine, the fermentation is going. This is something special, as making one of the oldest Garas is this small wine should be a great experience for us. And the oldest Garas is this one from 1876.
1876?
Yes.
Older than us.
All the emperors are older than us.
This is the finished product.
Okay, so we are out. Our warehouses, the bottling rooms are on this side. You can also find the emperors in this part, but this time the damaged ones. Once we broke Garas, we can't repair it anymore. The only thing that we can do with them is to make them just decorations. So this was our excursion. I hope you liked it and hope this was interesting for you to be in all the Armenian wine cellars and see all interesting works going on them. And now is the time for having a wine. I learned that only 3, yes, are going to have a wine tasting. I should ask them to come with me.
Yung mag-wine tasting, sunod kayo sa kanya.
Question. Why is it separate? That's the thing. You
Red, yeah, the semi-sweet.
Semi-sweet red.
Pulutan pa ng cheese.
Oo, mukha.
Ayun, sinunod kay ano.
Ay, ay, 30%.